Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. I'm here with another Hobonichi Flipthrough. This is going to be the second part of January. So I am in the Cousin Avec for this particular Hobonichi venture. And I decided to change out the covers. For the last flip through that I did, I was in the Umbrella Shop cover, which is the zippered cover, one of the ones from last year that I'd gotten on the archive shop. But I decided to go ahead and put this Avec in this cover here, which is the World Folk Art or something. This is called Lucy Locket, or Lucy Lockets. And I really like this cover. It's a fabric feeling cover. It's kind of a fabric cover. The only thing with it is I actually need to get a cover on cover to put on this because this would have the tendency to get dirty if you're not really careful with it. But I really like this cover. It's very pretty. I really do. But anyway, before I actually get into the flip through, I wanted to show you my other Hobonichis, just to kind of give you an idea of some of the other stuff that I do. Now, this particular Hobonichi is my Hobonichi Weeks, and I just use this as my purse planner. This is the 2017 Mother 2, one of the Mother 2 covers, and it's just got the little characters from the Earthbound game. So anyway, as I said, I just use this for my purse planner, and this just goes inside my traveler's notebook. So I got the pencil board to go along with it. So it's serving the purpose as the one from last year did, where I just keep this in my purse and I just write down quick little things. And it's got those extra note pages that I like, that you can write down just extra things that you may need to have with you. Yeah, so that is my Hobonichi Weeks. I've got the A6 English version. I was going to say original, but the original is actually the Japanese version, but I have the English version, and the cover I have on this one is the Run 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 cover. I had to stop and think there for a minute what it was called, and I've got a cover on cover on this one, and this is another one from last year's lineup that I got off of the archive store. You guys have probably seen me haul this one, but this little Hobonichi, now I don't really use this for the creative journaling part, but I use this one to just kind of just write down some highlights of the day, you know, things that I might want to remember that I can put in my bigger journal. Like if I don't do some Hobonichi pages for several days, I can go back and refer to this and say, oh yeah, I did this on that day, so then I can go back and catch up on the pages that I missed and actually have a clue as to what I did those days. So anyway, let me just show you how I've kind of got this thing set up. Now, I still got the little card that came with the Hobonichi in this here. And, yeah. So the bookmarks, let me just kind of show you what these bookmarks look like. The bookmarks just, you know, are really nice. It just kind of has this little ornament on the end of it. But what I use this Hobonichi for, as I said, I just use it to capture some highlights of the day. I'll try not to reveal some personal stuff there, but I just kind of make a list of things that I did that day, you know, things I might want to remember, so I can go back and refer to different things to put in my bigger Hobonichi or my written journal, you know, in case I have to go back and catch up on things and I have references to what I did, so I won't have to keep racking my brain as to, okay, what did I do that day? So then back here, I just have the pencil board that goes along with it, and then I got these little accessory folders that I put back here in case I need to put little papers there, and then I got one of the A6 notebooks in this pocket here. So that is the A6 Hobonichi, the English version, and that's what I do with it. So then this Hobonichi, and you recognize this cover because this is what I had on my Avec in the last flip through, but I put my regular cousin in this one. I do have a cousin in this one, and it's the regular cousin with the whole year. And so what I do with this particular Hobonichi, and I don't have anything here, I just have a pencil board in here, and then I've also got one of the A5 notebooks in here that I put in there in case I need to write something extra down. But what I do with this Hobonichi, And I do use the monthly pages to just kind of track some different things, like some writing projects. But this one is my Hobonichi that I use to keep track of my writing progress and my process and what I got done that day. It's kind of, because I was telling you guys, like, I'm trying to get really productive as far as my writing goes for 2017. So I use this journal to kind of hold myself accountable as to what I got done with some writing and my goals and things that I want to do. That way I can look back on and say, okay, did I meet my goals? What else do I need to do to improve it, and so forth? So that's what I use this Hobonichi for, is just kind of a writing record, a writing tracker to hold myself accountable so that I make sure I actually get the writing done that I'm trying to get done. All right, so now let's go ahead and get into the flip through, which is why we are here in the first place. So where we left off last time was January 15th, because that was the first part of January. So let's go ahead and get into what we have next. Now, we're going to go January 16th through the 31st, and I went ahead and bookmarked those pages so I could open right up to that. Okay, so on the 16th, which was on a Monday, I did a little bit more work on our Pen Pal project, which is a collaborative thing that some of us are doing on the Sims forum. And so my profile for my Sim Matilda went up on my blog, and then Lenora, my other Sim, you guys have heard me talk about her for my story Forever in Time. She wrote to her newest pen pal, Emily. Emily is a Sim that was created by another person on the forums. So down here, I was talking about just having a little bit of wine as I was doing some. A little bit of writing, because I worked on some other posts that are going to be going up. So it was just nice to just sip on that while I was working. And then on Tuesday morning, I was pretty lazy, and I just kind of spent kind of a late morning just sort of listening to some old-time radio episodes, just some random ones. Like I was listening to some Suspense, some Escape, and I was just talking about some of the favorites, from those different shows like Escape. I was listening to The Birds, and then there's one called Dream of Armageddon, and so forth. So, yeah, I was just talking about just some of the episodes that I went back to revisit, which was quite nice. And so then down here, I did, later in the day, I did some more work on the Pen Pal project and got another post up. And this is Lenora's Granda, Liam, and he wrote to, he also has Emily for a pen pal. So he wrote to Emily. So then on this day, I just spent some time catching up on some episodes of some of my TV shows that I had missed. Like I was watching Hell's Kitchen and some Top Chef and all that. So I spent quite a bit of time just catching up, because I had missed a couple weeks of each show. So I was binge watching that on my iPad. And then down here, this is a picture of Emily, who is Liam and Lenora's pen pal. And I was just talking about Liam and Lenora got letters from her, so I put her picture in there and was just kind of talking about her. And the Simmer that came up with Emily is Ripu Ancestor. And if you go to my Simming with Sweetnightingale blog, that's where I have all of my pen pal letters. I have links to the other blogs where that's participating, and I need to update the page, but I have links to some of the other people that are participating, especially the ones who are pen pals of my Sims. So if you go to sweetnightingale.com, which is in the description section of this video, that link is, along with all of my other story links, in case you guys want to read those. You can go to that page and then look for those blogs if you want to read some of the pen pal letters. All right, so then on this day, which was a Thursday, I listened to some more old-time radio, concentrating on Suspense. And I was just talking about how I like to find new episodes of the show that I might not have heard before, but I always like to just go back and revisit some of the favorite episodes that I've liked. Like sometimes I just gravitate to just some of the favorites and I just kind of run down that list and just revisit those, which is nice. Even though I do, like I said, like to find some new episodes that I might not have listened to before. Although with Suspense, and I gotta tell you guys, this is one of my favorite old time radio shows, so I've listened to probably 90% of the episodes. Yeah, so it's kind of hard to actually find a new one that I haven't heard before. Although they probably are out there because I think Suspense was actually on the radio for a good 20 years. So then we had a Lions Club meeting that night, and I was just talking about how just tired I was. My back was still hurting, so I wasn't looking forward to sitting in the chair for a long period of time because it really gets to hurting when I do that. So I was just really glad to have done with it when it was all over, and we didn't have a board meeting that night, so we had a shorter night of it, which was good. But the chili, like we have a dinner meeting, and the chili we had was really good, so that was at least a good thing. But yeah, it just wasn't a good night. So Friday, I had heard about this show called Hunted, and it was, they were talking about it on the local radio station that we listened to in the morning, and it sounded really interesting. It's on CBS, and it's a reality show, and basically these regular people go on the run, and they're acting as fugitives. Like they give them an hour head start to get out of town, and there's a certain area that they can go to. Like there's 100,000 miles or something that covers like 4 states that they're allowed to go to, and so they have top investigators that are looking for them, and they have to hunt them down. But if they can stay hidden for 28 days, then they get $250,000. But these investigators, I mean, I kid you not, like they mean business when they're looking for the different people. So it's just really interesting to just see what methods they use to try to track down the people. So then I was just talking about having a happy weekend, and I'd had a really nice conversation with my friend Mona. Hi, Mona, if you're watching. We were just having a really nice conversation, and so that was just a good start to the weekend. And then on Saturday, I had also heard about this show called 60 Days In, which Mona had told me about, that they have on A&E. So she was telling me about that, and basically, like regular people, sometimes there's police officers, sometimes there's a Marine or whatever, but there's a group of people that go in and they go undercover to pose as prison inmates to check for things like corruption of like the security guards and drugs that may be transported in there and so forth, just stuff that happen inside that aren't supposed to happen. So they're acting as like spies, undercover inmates, to report back to the sheriff and the warden about things that they have seen that shouldn't be happening inside the prison. So then on Sunday, again, I was watching some more of the 60 Days In, and I got, I think, all the way through I'm not quite done with the first season yet. I got a few more episodes of the first season to watch, but they do have, I think, 2 seasons out. So I was binge watching that, and then also up here, I finally got my acceptance for the Sunshine Blogger Award done on my Simming with Sweet Nightingale blog. That is the sweetnightingale.com. Again, the link is in the description section, so you can look at that if you guys want to read some short stories and things. But a gal on the Sims forum that goes by Chelsea Cat nominated this blog for this award, so I finally got the acceptance thing up, and there's a whole thing you got to go through, like there's questions you answer, there's nominations you got to do, and so forth. But she had nominated me a while back ago, but this was the first chance I'd gotten to actually get the acceptance up, so I kind of felt bad that it took me so long to get that up. But anyway, I finally got it up. And then on, let's see, that was Sunday. That was Sunday. So then on Monday, which was the next day, I watched another episode of Hunted, episode 2. I really like that show. It is really, really good. So again, I was just talking about the premise of it and just saying how much I enjoyed the first and second episode. And then Later on that night, we had rehearsal, and I was just talking about how great it is to have some really good music this season, because I was really bummed at the material we had for our Christmas season this past time. I really wasn't crazy about a lot of the music for that, but I really like most of the music that we have in this season, so I'm really happy about that. On Tuesday, I killed some more time and just listened to some more episodes of Suspense. I really like just relaxing in the morning, when I kind of have the house to myself, and just listening to some old-time radio or an audiobook or something. So I was just talking about how much I enjoyed Suspense and just the different episodes that I'd like to listen to. And then I did manage to get a little bit of writing done. I was really feeling blah this day, actually, so it was just a good day to actually do that. I think the day was like really dreary and so forth, so when it's really bad cold weather like that, it kind of just makes me want to sleep, actually. So I just pretty much curled up under the covers, just feeling kind of blah, and it was just a good time to revisit some of the episodes of this that I like. But I did manage to get a little bit of writing done that day, so there's a picture of the Mac, because I have a Mac. So I didn't get anything published or anything, but or released on the blogs, I should say. But I did manage to get a little bit of writing done, at least, so I felt a little productive that day, so that was good. So then on the 25th, which was a Wednesday, I had a Lions Club meeting that I had to go to, and it was actually a committee meeting that I'm the chairman of. So we met at a Denny's restaurant and conducted our meeting. We had a really good meeting. It lasted for probably about an hour and a half, the meeting part did, and then we had lunch, and the chili cheeseburger at Denny's was really good, so I did enjoy that. Plus they have really good hot chocolate. I got kind of coffeeed out because I'd had a couple of cups while we were conducting our meeting and stuff, so that was nice. That turned out really nice. So then I got on the computer when I got home, and I placed a kind of a small Hobonichi order. There were some covers that I wanted to get, plus I got some cover on covers, and when that comes, I will be showing you that haul, but I did place that order on the computer once I got home. But on the way home, I stopped at the nail place and I got my nails done. You can kind of see the dark blue color here, and this is actually what the nails look like on video. So that was nice. I really needed that because my gold glittery ones that I had for New Year's, I really needed the fill-in. They were growing out pretty long, so I felt like a new woman after getting that done. So then on Thursday, again, more work on the pen pal project. Liam wrote to his newest pen pal, Jasper, and Jasper is a sim that was created by Kathy T on the Sims forum, and again, you can find the link to her blog if you go to my Sweetnightingale.com and look for the pen pal project page. You can read my letters that my Sims write, plus the letters that the pen pals to my Sims write, if you're so inclined. Again, the link is in the description section of the video. So then I put a little Amazon sticker here because I had gotten the second season of Outlander. I hadn't finished up season 1 quite yet. Like, there were a few episodes I still needed to watch, but I did want to get season 2 because when I was done with season 1, I wanted to get right into that. So then on this day, again, some more work done on the pen pal project. Lenora wrote to her pen pal named Meadow. Also, Meadow is a sim done by Kathy T. And so pictured here is Meadow and her adopted daughter, Jenna. So I was writing about that. Lenora wrote her letter. And then I started to watch some Outlander down here. I watched the second episode of Hunted. I really like that show. Really, really do. And then I was watching some Outlander down here. I had finished up season 1, I believe. So it ended really nicely. I'm not going to give anything away, but it ended really nicely. So then on this day, I continued to watch some Outlander. I got on to season 2 and watched a few episodes of that. I still have a few more to go, but I'm slowly making my way through that. And then I did some more work on the pen pal project. Liam wrote another letter. Liam wrote another letter to his pen pal, Emily. Again, Emily is the sim created by Ripu Ancestor. And again, you can find her blog if you go to mysweetnightingale.com, look on the Pen Pal project and look for the page, and then you'll see all the external links and all that from there. So then on Sunday, boy, I really felt very productive with my writing because I actually got 2 chapters of my story, Another World, done. Actually, I had written part of the first chapter that I got up another day, but I went in to get the screenshots, but I kind of adjusted some of the writing, just kind of polished it up a little bit, and then I wrote another chapter and got that done. I got the screen shooting done, and then I got the writing done, the pictures done, and then I was able to get it released and published. So I felt really good to have actually 2 chapters out in that story. And it's good because that story is actually going to be up for discussion on the book club discussion thread on the Sims forum. So my goal is to get a few more chapters of that put out, so there's quite a bit of material to discuss. And then here, I put an Amazon sticker here because I had placed an Amazon order, and I will show you that haul when that comes in, but it consists of some coloring books and the Harry Potter illustrated collector's books, which again, I've seen some video flip-throughs of those, and I wanted those so bad, being such a Harry Potter fan. So I will show you that haul when that arrives. So then here, which was on a Monday, I filmed and uploaded my Hobonichi Flip-Through, the first one of 2016, which if you go to my channel, you will see that video. Actually, I'll go ahead and put a link to that video, in the description section, so you can go back and watch that if you haven't seen the flip-through for the first part of January. And then I was killing some time by listening to another old-time radio show that I like called The Mysterious Traveler. That's a good show. It's kind of a supernatural, kind of science fiction mystery kind of thing. And then I had gotten another little order from Amazon, just a few more little books and stuff. So again, I'll show you that haul when that comes in. And then I had a glass of wine that night after I got done with rehearsal, because we had our rehearsal again on Monday. So then on Tuesday, it was a day of just doing some more old-time radio. We had The Mysterious Traveler. We had one called The Sealed Book, which was actually, it's quite a bit like The Mysterious Traveler. It was done by the same creators and stuff. And then one called Murder at Midnight, that's kind of a spooky one. Kind of a murder mystery show. And then I killed some time in the morning by just watching some coloring book videos and some Hobonichi stuff, because I had nothing better to do. And that is pretty much it. That is the 31st of January, and that concludes my flip through for the second half of January. Now, I don't think I showed you what I had in this cover. I transferred the stickers and stuff from the other cover that I was using into here. I just print stuff off on sticker paper and full sheet labels and stuff, and I just slid those into the slots. Alright guys, sorry about that. Had a package I had to sign for at the door. So anyway, as I was saying, in this cover I just have the stickers that the stuff that I print out on sticker paper and full sheet labels that I put in here that I will put in my Hobonichi. Like, for example, here is, here's another picture of Lenora, and I'm a little bit out of breath from going to get the door. I had a pretty heavy package I had to carry in. But anyway, for example, here's another picture of Lenora at her computer that I will put in my Hobonichi for the Pen Pal project, for when I do another post of that. So I just keep the extras of this kind of stuff in these pockets no matter what cover I use. And then I have the pencil board right here. Each of my Hobonichis has its own pencil board, which is nice. And then back here I just have an A5 notebook that I put in here just in case I need to write something extra down. So anyway, that concludes my flip through of my Hobonichi for the second part of January 2017. I will link the first half of January's flip through in the description section, so you can look at that if you would like. If you haven't done so, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. hit the like button and leave a comment. Tell me what you think, and you guys have a great day. All right, bye guys.